Kathy and I met at a small dance club in Old Town Orange, and she was the light of the room. An incredible smile, personality, extremely vivacious, outgoing, life of the party. We dated for a couple of years. I then proposed to Kathy when I was 21, but she was shortly diagnosed with Hodgkin's after that.
Kathy received her diagnosis of lymphoma at an early age, but Kathy was very, what do I have to do? Get down to business, let's get it done. She had tremendous support from her family and from Harold ultimately.
A couple of years of treatment, but we got through it and got married and life moved on. After getting through that process, we just inherently were told that we weren't able to have children.
At the time when Kathy was diagnosed, she went through very wide field radiation therapy, and I told her the expectation is you will never have children, and I was convinced that was indeed the case.
Kathy started to gain weight pretty rapidly, and so she got a pregnancy test. It was positive. We drove to Dr. Lloyd's that day, that moment.
Kathy came into my office very excited. She said, "Dr. Lloyd, I think I'm pregnant." I said, "Well, I'll check it, Kathy, but I don't think it's possible." And she was pregnant. I think in my career, that is probably the closest thing I've ever seen to a miracle.
When Dr. Lloyd came out, he couldn't explain the pregnancy either, but Austin wouldn't be with us if it wasn't for Dr. Lloyd.
It was a wonderful thing to see this young girl who had come to my office many years before, who had surmounted so much, to have such joy come into her life. And they named him Austin Lloyd, which is one of the great honors of my career.
A couple of years after Austin was born, we unfortunately found out that Kathy had breast cancer. And then it was breast cancer off and on again until Austin was 8 and Kathy was 38 when she passed.
She and I worked together to try to maximize her time, and I know what joy she took with her son, and seeing them together was a marvelous thing.
What St. Jude, and specifically Dr. Lloyd, gave us was hope and time. Time is the greatest gift you could ever give anyone. It gave me more time to spend with Kathy. It gave her more time to spend with her son.
I think about my mom quite a lot. I kind of remember the certain feelings I had and the warmth I felt when she was around, and then certain memories I have of her, just random ones.
I definitely do whatever I can to make sure that Austin remembers his mother. We have a memory trunk that has lots of personal effects of hers in it, and he'll be able to revisit his mother through physical objects that connect to her.
There's so many people affected by cancer in any of its iterations, and there's always more that can be done.
What St. Jude needs is us to prop up this very special place so that it can continue to do the great work and hopefully avoid having another child lose their mother or father to something like cancer.
In terms of detection of cancer, it's always desirable to have an early diagnosis, so the less cancer, the better the outcome.
The greatest need that I see today is not unlike 3D mammography. That type of technology is mission critical to saving many lives moving forward.
At present, we have 2 tomosynthesis mammograms, and I think the numbers of mammograms being done a year here are somewhere in the 30,000 range. And so 2 units are just not sufficient to supply the population, and it would be lovely if every woman could have advantage of the technology.
I only knew my mom for a short time, but I'm here for a purpose, and I know that because I'm here. I wasn't supposed to be, but I am. I'm sharing this story for the benefit of anyone who's dealing with a circumstance similar to mine, to ignite hope in those who have lost hope.
Kathy's story was a triumph in some ways, it was a tragedy in others, and I think there are going to be more and more triumphs as a consequence of the investment people have made in the well-being of our cancer center in this community.